There we go. All right, so there's Leviticus, our town, our settlement. Let's see, what have we got? Have we got anything? There we go, there's a racing team, we don't need them. Are there any gladiators? There's a merchant, not what we are looking for. There are slaves there. Odeon, artisans, theatre group. I think we already tried to get from Julia Magus previously. I don't think we got any there, but we'll have a look. Where's our wagon? There comes our wagon. Alrighty. Hello there, President. Welcome to the stream. So glad you are with us as well. Things are going quite well this side. Moderately less sleep than usual, but overall doing very, very well. How are things on your side? Hope you are doing wonderfully and having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Let's see here. Theatre group, that is what I'm after. Let's check here. Okay. Where are you going? You got there and you realize you can't cross the river there. Okay, you're going across there, I think. That should be a bridge. There should be a bridge right over there. He didn't just forget that today is stream day. Well, it had been a while. I mean, last Sunday I did stream finally for the first time in about a month, or in 3 weeks, and today is the first time in 4 weeks that I'm actually streaming Pax Augusta. So it has literally been a month since I last streamed this game. It's been a while. It's been a while. You are completely forgiven, President, for not being here earlier. Let's see. A theatre group. Cost per week 514 for an entertainment value of 50. You know what? That 514 will only be in the week or in the month that they actually perform. So that will cost us, well, 2,000 denarii for those 4 weeks. That's going to be fine. We're going to hire them. They're going to really do a marvelous job there. And then we are still looking for gladiators. Gladiators, where are you? There we go. There's a gladiator, Ludus. Let's go grab some gladiators up there. Hopefully we can get some gladiators there. I see you say summer is in full swing there. Well, winter is fast approaching this side of the world in the southern hemisphere. It is getting quite cold, and soon I will be streaming with my bright red gloves again. All right, wow. Okay, for 48 entertainment per week, 591 denarii per week, we can hire these guys. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Oh, this is going to be an expensive month. 4,000 denarii we are going to have saved away. Otherwise, we are going to run out of money. And in the month that they are performing. So, yeah, we're going to go back to our Leviticus over here. And we're going to check how our funds are looking. If our funds are looking quite good, that means we will be able to get a nice festival going hopefully soon. So we'll see in a moment. Our little cart is just, there we go. Oh, no, where are we? Where's our wagon? Over there. Oh, there's our villa or ecologia, our starter village over there. Let's just quickly have a look here. See where we are there. Oh, I see, Janice, you guys are in hurricane season. Oh my word. Is it that bad? Oh, we thankfully do not have hurricanes here where we are. We have what we call the berg winds, which are nowhere near hurricane strength, but they can cause quite a lot of damage. Berg winds, berg is mountain, and wind, of course, is wind. So these are winds that blow down from higher-lying areas into lower-lying areas, extremely hot, drying out winds. Let's see here. In America, they are called Chinook winds, I believe, and in Europe, they are called the Föhn winds. And here in South Africa, we call them berg winds. Very harsh, strong winds. And yeah, that's the closest we get where we are to hurricanes. We thankfully do not have to worry too much about hurricanes. Wow. I forgot how this city looks. This is, yeah, we built quite a lot here, eh? And of course, it's our big theatre. There's our small theatre, our big arena, our small arenas. Wow. And we've got a lot of money in this settlement here. An income of almost 1,000 a week. Of course, expenses also almost 1,000 a week. Wow. And this poor little settlement over here of the locals just still carrying on. Just like doing the normal way of life is carrying on. And we've just built this massive city all around them. Oh, this is actually a lovely map to start on, I must say. Alright. Now, let's go back to the world map. Because, you know, this is not where we're building. We are building along the gentle coast. That is where we are building. Let's see. Bread and circus for your city, you say, President. Indeed, indeed. Really bad hurricane season, you say, Janice, because of climate change. Oh, as climate change progresses, hurricanes are just going to get worse and worse. And you know what? Honestly, I would not be surprised if, well, okay, I don't think we will have hurricanes here where we are because the ocean currents along where we are relatively cool, so they don't allow the build-up of hurricanes. Along South Africa's east coast, however, we've got the Indian Ocean current coming down from the equator, and there we do occasionally have hurricanes hitting the east coast, hitting Mozambique to our north, and then hitting the northern parts of KwaZulu-Natal and Limpopo provinces. It does hit there occasionally, and then of course flooding everywhere. But luckily here where we are, the ocean currents don't allow the hurricanes to actually build, at least for now. If climate change does, however, the ocean gets warmer and warmer, well, who knows what will happen then. Yeah, I'm hoping you guys are staying safe in this hurricane season that is coming along. And yeah, how do you prepare for hurricane season though? Because, I mean, as I say, we don't have that, so we don't have to prepare for that. We don't have tornadoes really here. I have seen 2 tornadoes in my life, although they didn't really touch ground. They were starting to form, so not officially a tornado. But we don't have tornadoes, we don't have hurricanes here. But how on earth do you prepare for that? That's, yeah, just for interest's sake, I would really like to know. Because, as I say, it's not something that we are used to on this side over here. And I'm very, very thankful we don't have to worry about that yet. Oh, let's see, okay. We are going back into our town here. There we go. Perfecto. Okay, we actually have got enough denarii saved away so that we can have a good festival. Oh, well. Okay, we're just waiting for that to load to tell us how much money we are going to be getting every week, income, etc., etc. Wow. 621 denarii per week. That's a hefty income compared to our 339 denarii expenses. We're getting double the income compared to our expenses. So let's consult the augurs, give them a donation, bribe them for 50 denarii, and let's see. Okay, so we can technically have a proper festival in February. Yes, we can do that. How are things looking here? So this is the one that we want to do, and that's the other. So let's select, put it in February, and we're going to put the arena also in February. And that is going to give us 8 reputation every February. Okay, it's going to add up, slowly but surely. It is going to add up. If we get an Odeon and a circus, we can put in February. That's why I chose February. We can put in an additional performance for the Odeon over there, and for the circus as well. Alrighty. I see. Fire, like you also say, depends on whether or where you live and how the hurricane will hit you. Where you live, the hurricanes have usually lost strength, so they just have to get supplies in case power goes out. Really more than a day here, there. Okay, wow. So that, I guess, helps. I mean, I guess if you are in Florida area, it's a bit of a different story, because as far as I understand, there is the warm ocean current going past Florida, and, you know, the hurricanes hitting from that side in particular. So, oh my word, Janice, you are in Florida. Oh no. Okay, so how do you prepare? Because I believe you are getting the brunt of the hurricanes, if I'm not mistaken. Oh my word. Okay. Yeah, so we in South Africa, we know power outages, we know that, but we don't have hurricanes. Well, southern parts of Africa, we don't have hurricanes, let's put it that way. Okay, let's see, what was I busy with here? Brick production is carrying, oh, there we go. More than 200 Peregrini live in the city. People at Rome are very pleased about this. Rumor has it that you have a great career ahead of you. Your reputation increased by 2 points. Oh, that's marvelous. Okay, let me quickly check here. What is my salary? I can request. I'm going to request 30. And then just so that our funds actually start increasing, our wealth increases. Because I don't think it's really gone up. I'm not sure. I haven't checked how much I had and how much, if I'm getting anything at all at the moment. I should probably have checked. I should be able to check that here. Income and expenses. Salary. No weekly salary. No wonder. Okay, here we go. So, okay, so you draw a salary from whatever city you are currently managing. Okay, and in a week we'll find out whether Quintus Trebellius was successful in their training to do the kiln, to manage the kiln over here, the firing techniques. Okay, we've got some wood stored away. We don't have bricks. I completed the firing technology. There we go. Perfect. So now this should help us. Should help us quite a bit. Now we've got a lot of funds. A lot of funds. We can get the trade route over here, at least between these buildings. So this will now help the oxen to move a little bit faster between these buildings over here. Between the bricks and the kiln and then the brick warehouse. The brick warehouse is only 20% full. Aha, there we go. Salve! In my role as governor I have reviewed your concern. So you want to adjust your salary. Well, if I do not agree, Rome will not approve the salary either. Perhaps you can convince me to support your salary request. You know, let's take a hit to our reputation and just give 11 denarii. Wow. Okay. Oh my word. Food supplies are low. Why is our food supplies low? Oh, we're in the middle of winter. That is why. Yet, our production is still more than our consumption. Okay. Now we really need to build a food warehouse. Okay, food. A horium. Let's build a proper horium. But we can't because we don't have enough bricks. We need 343 bricks. Let's quickly check. Where are we in terms of the calendar? Where are we? Oh, we already had our festival. Wait. It costs... No, it costs denarii. I thought maybe it costs food. No, it costs denarii. Okay. Anyway. Let's have a look. Let's continue having a look here. Foreign trade. Oh, we need 250 Peregrini. We're getting there. Slowly but surely we are getting there. Let's just quickly have a look. Production-wise, food. We could place a farm. But sure, this takes up so much space. And... oh, that's a floodplain over there. I don't want to build that there. Oh, this is bad. Okay, can't build that there. You know what we are going to do is we're going to just increase the amount of farms, little backyard gardens we have over here. Again, just trying to have a nice variety. That gives us a bit of food production. There we go, like that. Like that. Like that. Just kind of moving through here. Trying to get as much a variety of houses or gardens as possible. And that should do it. Perfect. And can I can place this one down. I can't. Oh, that's a little yeah, backyard building. All right, let's see. Then I should be able to have one long one over here. I don't really want to because that's going to destroy the tree. And the houses, the garden's not worth that. I can get a 4-to-1 or... yeah. You know what, I'm going to go for this one over here because, yeah, that is a perfect one. The reason I'm choosing this one is because of those trees that we have got in it. Those trees are going to connect kind of to the tree that is already there. So that is going to form a nice little habitat for tree-dwelling little invertebrates and birds and stuff like that. Alright, let's see. Jan, as you say, canned goods and lots of batteries and water. Your house is about 5 miles from the beach, but it is brick and usually ride it out. Oh, yeah, brick houses, useful. In South Africa, most of our houses are actually brick, or at least the older ones are brick. We are in a brick house as well. Which I don't think I can build any more houses to this side, as far as I recall. That is as far as I can build it. Here we go. Alright, canned goods, I can believe that is a very, very useful thing to also have around. Alright, how's our food production now? You see, 154. We just need to save a lot more food during the good times like now, because our warehouses are filled. Oh well, we can only store 788. No wonder we are battling sometimes. We are on 105% capacity. Alright, we need to build quite a few houses more. We need simple houses because we need some more Peregrini. We need to get to 250 Peregrini, I believe it is. So, we need 41 more Peregrini. 18. That'll be 18, and that'll be 36. And we are going to place a little garden right over there. Yeah, that is going to be useful. And you know what? We are going to place a tree over there as well. Garden, tree, right down there. A little cypress tree. Okay, or cedar tree. There we go. Okay, so then we just need one more simple house. And what we are going to do is, let's just quickly check. Yeah, the radius extends all the way to here. So what we are going to do is we're going to just place, I think, like one of these over here. And once all these simple houses are filled, we are going to have our 250 Peregrini so that we can finally put up this trade market. Because this will allow us to exchange some goods, excess goods, for other stuff, for money. Okay, now usually what we trade, or you know, excess goods for other goods, so we can actually get more bricks that way. Do we now have enough bricks? I think we've got enough bricks to actually place down. No, not that. I want production, food, horium. Yeah, we've got enough to actually place down a nice horium over there. Brilliant. And the best part is that tree over there is still staying there. That tree has not been removed from our courtyard of our horium, which is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Alright, now I don't think, yeah, normally I would build another one over here, but I can't. What I can do is just build it over here. Oh, I can't because I don't have bricks. Never mind, never mind. Wool is being forgetful. Trade market, 250. Okay, we are getting there. Let's increase speed a bit. Oh, we've got a lot of money, which is always good. The denarii have been rolling in. Have been, because denarii is plural. Scriptorii, we need more scriptorii. We've got 19, we need 20. I think we are probably... Okay, that's just the one for that one. Okay. Great, we can increase that. And you know what? We are going to just close up that one. That is the end. Let me just check. Yeah, that lines up nicely. That's going to be the end. And we're going to put a bigger scriptorium over here and continue building there that way. Okay, well, that's cool. Great stuff. I don't like how it's not lining up there. I think that is because that's not a middle section actually there. I think that is one that I accidentally placed down incorrectly. So you know what? Let's delete that. There we go. And let us... should be this one. There we go. I think now it is going to really line up much nicer. There we go. It was bothering me. Sometimes I am a perfectionist and I like things to kind of just slot in perfectly. And it wasn't slotting in perfectly there. But it will be now. Alright. Oh, great stuff. Now, interesting, what I noticed earlier is if I pause it, it's not paused. Everything still keeps on moving, and even time will tick on. We're on week 37, and soon we are going to hit 38, because time doesn't actually stop, or it doesn't look like it is stopping. It actually carries on, which is very, very strange. Maybe that's a bit of a bug, but you know what that is? That's also alright. There we go. Week 38. It ticked on, even though technically the game should be paused. But it means also our money is coming in, all those lovely things. Wow, we are still getting double the money in that we are spending. Can I check, what else have we got that is very useful? Draw wells can be dug deeper, supply radius increased by 30%, so we need fewer wells to supply the entire town. I don't think that's necessary now. Tree wedging, wedge trees to fell them faster or more precisely, plus 50% felled trees per week. That is quite nice. More clay yield. Nah, it's not really that necessary, I think. We're not going to worry about marble quarry at all because we're not going to mine marble here. Shovel master, 20% more people can be buried in burial grounds. You know, to some extent that is nice because we need less space for all the dead people. But at the same time, I don't want that. Oh, more market stalls needed. Well, you look at that. We need to set up a market. Okay, so let's quickly do that. And then we'll get back to what I was talking about. Hopefully, if I remember. Okay, so let us pop this down over here. And then what we are going to do is we are going to just start like this. We're going to have a nice market area built over here. Right, so as I was saying, with the increased density of graves here, on the one hand, less space used by the dead people, but on the other hand, it also means that the graves are more tightly packed together. And when graves are a little bit further apart, technically you can still have some greenery over here, and you can technically have more natural life still being in the cemetery here. Whereas if the graves are very tightly packed, there's less greenery, there's less open space for animals to move through, and I don't want that. So even though it is, on the one hand, a good thing to have graves denser, I don't want that for my settlements. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go for Shovel Master. Small holder we already have. Stonemason, not going to worry about because we don't have marbles here. We don't have to worry about the iron either. We don't have an iron mine. We don't have a port yet. So this one, yeah, not so much yet. Maybe I should actually get fishermen. 20% fish catch thanks to better nets. Oh, on the one hand, yes, because we can place one fisherman's hut down and it's going to supply our town with 20% more food. But on the other hand, what it means is we are catching smaller fish. And, oh, that brings up an interesting question, or interesting point. So around the world, there usually is, at least in South Africa it is the case. I'll just quickly check. I've got a lot of food stored away, thankfully. Okay, for the winter, lots of food stored away. In South Africa, there is a minimum size that the fish needs to be in order for you to keep it. If it is smaller than that, you're not allowed to keep the fish. Okay? But, so you catch fish that's at least a certain size. And what then happens is people catch bigger fish and they keep the bigger fish. And the idea is that allows the fish to actually reach maturity and reproduce before they are taken out of the ecosystem by humans. And, you know, it's a noble thing to do. And the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Because there is a theory, and it seems to kind of be the case. What is happening now is because if you're looking at any species, some individuals will reach maturity when they are smaller. They will have genes that just have them being smaller than other fish. Other fish, their genetics will just allow them to grow bigger than the smaller ones will. And what you are doing is you are catching all these big fish. The fish which technically have the ability to produce bigger fish. You're catching them, removing them from the population, and you are leaving the small fish behind. And what then happens is those small fish, maybe they already are at reproductive age, they breed, and their genetics will be resulting in smaller fish hatching or growing up. You know, the population of small fish that are mature already will increase in the overall population, which is not great either. So if we now go and have our fishermen catching, have better nets, okay, more scriptoria, yes, okay, I figured that was coming. If we've got better nets, it means they're catching the smaller fish as well, and you may be overfishing the area. But it also means you are catching those fish that have the genetics for smaller fish. It's a catch-22. Do we do it or do we not? We're not going to do it. I don't want to overfish the area. What I do want to do, however, is increase our forum over here. What we are going to do is we're going to have the large... Can't build anything over there. Okay, can I build anything? I don't think I can build anything over there either. Oh no. Okay, I can have this. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to have this. I want a nice big one. Here we go. I'm going to have it like this. There we go. nice building like that, that is going to have how many scriptoria in there? Forum, that is this one, I think. That'll be 9 scriptoria. That is great. It is a very good use of space.